Hey everyone, Josh here with Fresh Start Customs, and today I was asked how to make these ID tags so the letters don't fall out of them, and I'm going to go one step further and show you how to make the illusion that it's not connected to the wood here. So we're going to go step by step, and I'm going to show you how to build this all from scratch. It's all going to depend on what size your ID tag is. So the first thing you want to do is just create a fake ID tag. So you can make it about like yay big or so. Let's just say this is your ID tag. I'm not going to actually measure it out. And then with your square for the actual card in the background here that your ID tag is going to sit on, because we're going to basically take our ID and we're going to plop it on here like this. And then it's going to connect with like one of those little plastic pins. That's essentially what we're going for here. So what you want to do is grab your little rectangle tool and then draw out a rectangle, and then you can size it however big you need. In this situation, I think we're going to go with like a 4" by 3 inches here, just for this example. And then you can draw out however big of a rectangle you need down here for your name as well. This will vary based on how big your name is. So if you have a larger name here, you can either shrink this down to get more information on a smaller font, or you can make it bigger for a shorter name, or you can make the whole design bigger. You're just going to have more of an area where your ID is going to be sitting. Last but not least, we need to draw a small rectangle up here about the size of your plastic lanyard that's going to be going through this. And then we're just going to do rough estimates here. I'm not going to do any actual measurements, but you can measure all of that out on your own. Now what you want to do is you want to just align this by using the align tool here and straighten that out. If you don't have the align tool up there, just go to window and then choose align and it'll pop up. Now that we have this aligned, you can now readjust this however big your ID is. If your ID is bigger than this, you can make it bigger or smaller just to give you a rough idea. And then obviously we don't want the sharp edges here. So you probably see me do it with the ID earlier. You just grab the edges here and then you can shrink them in as much as you want. I always like to go to 0.25. I don't know why, but I just do. And then on something like this, if you zoom in, like if you don't see it, you can zoom in a little bit further. And you should be able to get these little rounded corners here. And you can just make it look roughly good, just so it looks like it matches here. It's not going to be that 0.25 before. Same thing with this. You can kind of shrink this in and make it look good, just like that. And now we're going to zoom out, and I'll zoom back in so you can see this a little bit more clear here. We were just way zoomed in before. And now we can just delete our ID tag. We won't need that anymore. We're going to call this good right here where it is. And now we just need to create the rest. So like this here, you can just click your text tool, click in there, type out your name. In this case, I'm just using my name. Mine's really short. And then you can expand this and hold the shift key so you can keep the same aspect ratio here. We're going to expand it just so these 2 points touch on both sides on this line here. So just like something like that, just so they touch just barely. And then we're going to align this here. And you can realign this as well by doing the align tool again with all of them highlighted. But we're going to get into that here in just a second. But you want to make sure they're touching here, and we can resize this later. But make sure your box is large enough for your name to fit in, like it is here in this situation. What you're going to do is when you have the text selected, you're going to come up to type. And then once you're on type, you're going to click create outlines. What that does is it changes it from text into a vector image that you can actually cut. And then they are now objects. So now, instead of an engrave here, we can actually turn it into like a cut line. So I always like to do red for cut. And then we're going to make the fill as none. So this is going to cut out our design. And then we just make sure the design is touching everything. It looks like it just barely is. If you want to be a little bit more cautious, you can make it a little bit bigger. Just so it's overlapping like that. It'll just give a different illusion there. So now that we have it overlapping, what we want to do is we want to create this all as one object here. So first, you can highlight like these two together, and you're going to choose Pathfinder. Now, if you don't have Pathfinder, same thing. You can get all of the menus from Window, and then you'll scroll all the way down to Pathfinder and select it right there, and then it'll pop up. But you want to do this one at a time by selecting two objects. So we're going to select this rectangle and this rectangle, and then we're going to click minus front here. That's what it is. So this item was on top of this item, and that subtracted it. So this is one image now. So this is actually cut out. Let me show you what happens if I make the fill here. So you can see this is all one thing, and this is cut out now. I'm going to turn that back off so I can see what I'm doing here. We're going to do the same thing with this rectangle in the back here. We're going to select that and this rectangle right here that we just created, and then do the minus front again, or actually we're going to do minus back this time because this is technically on top. And then now it's one image again. So now if I make it a full image, it looks like it's cut out like this here. Now what we need to do is the same thing for the letters here. So the letters, we're going to go like this, but instead of minus on either one, we're going to unite it here. So we're going to click unite, and it's all one image now. Now before we do that, let me undo this so you can see, let's say this isn't perfectly straight here. You could highlight everything and align it again, but it is straight here. So it looks like it's good to go. So we're going to redo that and click Pathfinder and merge. And now that we have all of the items merged or united here, we're almost done. So it's going to look just like this, except it doesn't have that illusion that I was talking about. So to get the illusion I was talking about, you can click on the line tool here, and then you can click on your point and hold down shift and click on this point here like this. And we're going to change that to a different color. So in this case, a light blue. I always like to do my scores in light blue. This is going to be a score here. So you're not actually going to cut this out, and then you can go like this here and just kind of hold shift and then re-click on each area so you can align a score all the way across here. And then once you have your score on everything all the way across where the 2 points touch on both of the reds, then it's going to end up printing just like this thing on the left hand side here. It's going to look just like that, and then that's pretty much it. Now you do have an option here as well in this scenario with the font that I used. You see these tiny little cutoffs here. If that's too small for you, you can use a different font where just the S curves down and it doesn't curve back up. Or you could just select this and delete it entirely and then just do a line all the way across if you don't mind the S just looking like a large chunk there without that cutout. So you have a couple different options to customize this with different fonts depending on how you like the looks, but I would like that to actually cut out of there. So I'm going to leave it just like that. It'll end up looking just like this here. But yeah, other than that, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Feel free to watch the video again if I went too fast. I just didn't want to bore anybody. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.